Are you tired of struggling with your aim, dealing with lag, bad sensitivity, or never figuring out the perfect settings in Standoff 2, or have zero gold? In this video, I'll show you everything you need to know, from acceleration, sensitivity, aim smoothing, ping and FPS boost, training routines, to how to improve aim, get gold, even knife tricks, pro boosts, and gameplay tips. This is the only full guide you'll ever need in 2025. And to make it easier, I've added a full timeline in the description so you can jump directly to the topic you need, but I highly recommend watching the full video because it's packed with everything. First, let me explain you settings you need to know.
Here are the best settings for Standoff to that 95% players don't know. So first, come into the settings and select General in-game settings and choose Selects Region. Here you will see many regions, but choose which have the least number. For example, for me, it's Singapore. Then the language, obviously yours. In View Arms and Weapons, choose Classic because the Standard have bigger weapons. Here is View compared to Classic and Standard. See, Classic gives you better view of the area, so select Classic. Now there is switch to the picked up weapon, so most of you don't know. This should be disabled because if you go across with a pistol and a rifle is dropped there, you would carry that and switch to it. In that time, the enemy will kill you. Off this option and pick gun like this. Now we have the FPS counter, battery and connection status. So on this, because it shows your device performance in FPS, you are getting in game, which helps you a lot. And if you want to get notification of messages, invited lobby, etc., in-game on this, if not, off this. Let's get to one for the most important settings now.
First up, we got shader details. Let's see what this is. When it's set up to very low, you can see there is no shine on my knife, it's blurred, and also no shine on my guns. When it's on very low, it blurs reflection of sunlight. But when it's on high, it gives a big difference on shine on knife, guns and map. As you can see, my knife is too much shiny now, even guns. This shader detail settings gives you realistic experience playing matches. But it also puts load on your device. If you have a low-end device, it's better to set on very low to medium, because high will make your device laggy and FPS will drop. It won't affect ping. Next up, we got texture details. Let's turn it very low and see the difference. As you can see, I turned it to very low and the texture of knife, gloves, floor, wall, in fact everything is blurred. If you do it high, it shows a big difference. Just take a look how blur the map got. It feels like playing a copy of Standoff 2. Look at the boxes. Now let's turn it to high and see the difference. Yeah, shocking, right? Now it's way better than before. The texture is so sharp, unlike blurry. Now just see the walls, knife, guns, they got way sharper. But it also puts load on low-end devices, but if you have high-end device, you can do it on high with no issues. By the end of the video, I will compare everything, whether you should do this high or low. Make sure to stick around the video till the end. Now let's talk about model details. Model detail don't affect your game that much, it's just a good quality texture to the character and your knives and guns. For example, on Tech 9, the holes are visible while model detail is on high, but they aren't visible with model details on very low. I would recommend you to do this to very low or low because it doesn't matter that much. Now let's see what effect details does. By looking at the name, effect, we can understand that it is related with how effectively the nades, fun shots, etc. will be. Here is an example of Molly to understand deeply. Effect detail doesn't have a major difference, and it also puts a lot of load on device that makes FPS drops. Here is example of it too. As you can see, my FPS started dropping on high settings and ping is getting high. But on low settings, it doesn't give that much load, FPS doesn't drop that much and ping stays stable. At last, we got screen resolution. Turning screen resolution blurs your whole screen in game. It's harder to see, and it's way too much blurred, but on higher it's butter smooth. You can see everything easily with no issues. As you can see, it is harder to see shooter bullets, even marked. That's why I recommend you to do it high. If you have a good device, this is the best settings you should do. But if you have low-end device, it is better to do shader details very low, texture details very low, model details very low, effects details very low, and screen resolution always high, but if it lags, do it medium or low.
Disable these both because it doesn't matter a lot. Now,
let's talk about FPS and ping.
Low FPS, high ping. That's why you keep losing matches. But don't worry, I've got the perfect fix for you. First, let's talk about FPS. If your FPS is low, your game will stutter, your aim will feel delayed, and you'll lose fights even if you shoot first. A higher FPS makes your gameplay smooth, improves reaction time, and gives you a competitive edge. Now, let's see how you can boost your FPS 60 to 100. Before we get into that, let me clarify something. If your device has a 60 Hz display, you're locked at 60 FPS, no settings can change that. But if your device supports 120 Hz and you're still stuck at 60 FPS, even after enabling 120 FPS in-game, here's what to do. You have to open your device settings and search screen refresh rate. Then you will see how much your device supports FPS. As you can see, I have 120 Hz device, which means I can run game in 120 FPS. But since my device is not that good, so it fluctuates FPS between 60 to 80, so I kept it 60 FPS. So now, let me explain you how to get smoother gameplay in any of these cases. If your device is 60 Hz and game runs at 60 FPS constantly, without any dips or fluctuating, it's good. But if it fluctuates from 30 to 50, do 30 FPS, because constant FPS is better than fluctuating 60. But if your device is 90 Hz and game runs constant 90 FPS, do 90, but if it fluctuates 60-80, do it 60 FPS. Same reason for 120 Hz device as well. If it runs smoothly and constant, it's good, but if it fluctuates 80 to 100 FPS, do it 90 Hz and FPS. Remember, constant FPS is better than fluctuating. Even if your FPS is perfect, high ping can ruin everything. Have you ever shot someone first, but they still killed you? That's because of ping delay. Let's fix that now. First, go to your game settings and check which region gives you the lowest ping. For example, my best region is France. But if you see that every region is showing 100 plus ping, don't worry, I have a fix for that. If you want a video on that comment, fix for ping, and I will make a video on it soon. Let's talk about sound now. Music volume during the match is trash, so do it low or 0 to concentrate. And the rest is your wish how you want, because it's just music, nothing else. Let's get to customization now. If you're a 4-finger player, you can use my customized HUD to find good positions of buttons, and it's easy to access while playing. Here is every button. Don't skip and focus my settings. Make sure to do your joystick free touch because it is much easier and you don't miss it. Pro tip, use ammo bar at your crosshair so you don't miss that AMWOM no scope shots. Now let's set up our crosshair. I usually use dot crosshair, but it's your wish, what you want. But make sure to choose the color that is not in map you play mostly, because if the color is in the maps, it camouflage and you miss shots, so do the same color as mine. Now if you want to use Gyroscope, you can test it in training map because it helps you control recoil, which I'm going to tell you soon.
Now, let me tell everything you need to know about sensitivity. From sensitivity, scope sensitivity, acceleration to aim smoothing, I will be covering all the settings you need to know to become a pro player. Let's kick this off with first settings, sensitivity. First off, it's best to start slowly. Make sure you put 1.00 sensitivity and follow my steps. But let me clear you that every player has different sensitivity. It depends on the player how he uses his fingers. Everyone has different, so don't take any pro player sensitivity and use it. Instead, get your own sensitivity. Here is how. So start training mode and play few minutes with 1.00 sensitivity. If you feel it's too slow, increase it a bit from here and keep increasing until you are comfortable with it. Now that you find your perfect sensitivity, now it's not over, cause you recently moved to this sensitivity and now you have to trail yourself and build muscle memory. Firstly, try to aim on head level without shooting and move with aim locked. This will make your aim smoother on aiming head. Now you can increase the modes. As you improve in aim controlling, the more you practice, the more you get good, but it's not it. There is still scope sensitivity, acceleration, and aim smoothing. Let's talk about scope sensitivity now. Scope sensitivity is same as sensitivity, but it's a bit zoomed in, so I recommend you doing a bit low than sensitivity. Do the same process now but with scope guns like AW, M60, etc. Now see how I do. You have to do daily these drills to master in aim. At least aim for 10 to 15 minutes, practice daily to improve faster. You can start with 1.00 sensitivity and increase it as much you get comfortable to. Now there is acceleration. Start by understanding what acceleration actually does. In your Standoff 2 sensitivity settings, acceleration controls how much your crosshair speed increases based on how fast you swipe your finger across the screen. So, when acceleration is enabled or set to a higher value, swiping faster will result in the crosshair moving more, even if you swipe the same distance. That means your swipe speed becomes a factor in how far your aim moves. Here is example explained. So right now I will move my screen from this point to end of the screen slowly, and let's see how far my crosshair can go in game with acceleration off. So it came over here while doing slowly with acceleration off. Now let's do it faster with acceleration off too. So it also came on the exact position. No matter how faster I swiped this time, it traveled the same distance. So acceleration off means no matter how fast or slow you drag your finger across screen, your crosshair will travel exactly same distance each and every time. So now let's on acceleration to 1.00 and see how it works, affects your crosshair, etc. First I will do slowly and mark then faster to see difference. So by doing slowly with acceleration on, it came right here. Now let's do it faster with same movement size. After doing it faster, it literally went over 360 degrees, which is a whole damn rotation. Here is the slow motion if you missed it. As you can see, it rotated more than 2 times. Acceleration can help in some cases like quick turns, but for most players it causes inconsistency. One time your flick might overshoot, another time it might fall short, just because you swiped slightly faster or slower. And in a game like Standoff 2 where every second counts, this inconsistency can cost you the round. That's why most competitive players, streamers, and YouTubers, even pros, set their acceleration to 0.00. Why? Because at 0.00, the game gives you exactly the same response every time you swipe. No matter how fast or slow your movement is, the crosshair moves at a fixed speed. This builds something super important called muscle memory. Once your brain learns exactly how far a swipe moves the crosshair, you become way more accurate. Flicks, tracking, and micro adjustments become much smoother and more consistent. You'll start to notice that your aim improves just because your sensitivity stays the same no matter what. That's the power of turning acceleration off completely. But here's the truth, every player is different. Some players might actually prefer a bit of acceleration, like 0.05 or 0.10, especially if they rely on quick swipes and aggressive flicks. And that's okay. The best way to find out what works for you is to test different values in training mode. Try playing with 0.05 for a few rounds, then switch to 0.00 and compare. You'll instantly feel the difference. If you notice your aim becomes more controlled and stable with 0.00, then that's your go-to setting. If you miss the fast flicks, maybe keep a little acceleration, but make sure it doesn't ruin your consistency. So overall, acceleration affects how your aim responds to swipe speed, and turning it off is usually the best move for consistent, pro-level gameplay. That's why 0.00 acceleration is considered the best setting for most players. You'll build muscle memory faster, miss fewer shots, and win more duels. But again, it depends on your personal style. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what suits you best. And here's a bonus tip: if you want to test your new settings, jump into training mode in Standoff 2. It's the perfect place to try out different sensitivities, practice with every weapon, and train your aim. Now let's talk about aim smoothing. So recently Standoff 2 added a new feature in controls known as aim smoothing. Many users got confused that what's its use and what it can do, so let me tell you what this is. So in simple words, it basically smoothens your aim when you move your crosshair. If we do it full, it will be much smoother, but now turning it off will make it so blocky and not smooth. Here is the difference. Don't skip the video because I'm gonna tell you if it will work on your device or not soon. This is what Standoff 2 official said about this feature. Customizing aim smoothing. We are addressing the unstable sensitivity issue. Now you can customize or disable aim smoothing in the game settings. This will make aim sensitivity sharper and more responsive. The effects of changing aim smoothing settings will be less noticeable on select devices because they may not fully support this feature. So now let me clear you that this feature is on many devices, but many devices which are old and doesn't support this feature will have very small amount of change next to 0. Which won't be that noticeable. You can try this on your device and comment it under this video so I know which device supports this feature and which doesn't. So I would say that you should do it on full 1.00. This will make your aim smoother when you move your crosshair and you can land that deagle headshot smoothly. Overall, it's a good addition to Standoff 2. Standoff 2 also added one more feature in it which is being tested iron, it's a beta. If you want me to make video it, comment below. Now I will tell you how to improve your aim.
Ever feel like you're lining up every shot, but still missing? You flick fast, you spray with control, you tap with precision, but it just never lands. It's not just bad luck. It's not your teammates. It's because you've been training your aim the wrong way. If you're stuck in bronze, losing 1v1s, or constantly getting outgunned, this video is for you. Grinding ranked non-stop won't fix your aim. Sure, you might slowly build some game sense, learn rotations, maybe get a few lucky clutches, but your flick shots, head tracking, and spray control, they won't magically improve. Most players stay hard stuck because they skip actual aim training. They rely on random gunfights and hope their aim gets better over time, but that's not how real improvement works. If you want to truly level up, to snap two heads, win duels, and dominate your lobbies, you need structured, focused practice, not guesswork, not just playing more. Actual drills designed to sharpen every part of your aim. AimLab is hands down one of the best free aim trainers out there, and yes, it even works on mobile. It's not just about tapping random targets on a screen. AimLab gives you custom-built tasks that push every part of your aim, your flick shots, speed, tracking, precision, and reaction time. The best part? It uses AI to analyze your performance and actually recommends your ideal sensitivity. No more guessing or copying pro settings that don't work for you. That one change alone can instantly stabilize your aim, fix the shakiness in your shots, and help you start landing consistent headshots in Standoff 2. With consistent AimLab training, you'll build real, lasting muscle memory. You won't have to think, you'll just lock onto heads like it's second nature. Your flicks will get faster and more accurate, your crosshair placement will tighten up, and those panic whiffs in close-range fights, gone. If you're playing on 120 FPS, but it keeps dropping to 90 or even 60, you're better off manually capping it at a stable 60 FPS. Consistency is key. Steady frames are far more important than chasing high but unstable numbers. When your FPS jumps all over the place, it messes with your aim timing, ruins muscle memory, and makes gunfights feel unpredictable. Also, if you're getting lag or stutters, switch to low graphics settings. It might not look as pretty, but smoother gameplay leads to better performance, and better performance means cleaner, more accurate shots. Lag and ping ruin your aim, even if you're skilled. If your game stutters or your shots delay, you'll lose fights you should have won. To fix it, use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. It's more stable and gives lower ping. Close background apps before playing. They cause lag by using up RAM and CPU. Turn on performance mode and disable notifications to avoid freezes or distractions mid-fight. If your ping jumps, restart your router, stop any downloads, and move closer to your router. Smooth gameplay equals better aim. Less lag means more consistent shots and faster reactions.
You don't need to grind for 5 hours a day to improve your aim. Just 15-20 minutes in AimLabs daily is enough to build strong reflexes, as long as you stay consistent. After that, spend 5-10 minutes in Standoff 2's training mode to apply what you've practiced. You want gold? You want to rank up?
Don't worry, here is how to get gold, and later I will give you 10+ tips to rank
off.
Now here is why you are stuck in same rank and can't improve, and must show you 10 tips and tricks now. This is you, rushing every round in the same way like a bot. And this is a pro player who knows how to use nades perfectly and hold sights. In this video, I will give 10 pro tips and tricks you need to know.
Number 1. Play with friends, not randoms. A big mistake many low-ranked players make is always playing with random teammates. Randoms usually don't talk, they rush in without thinking, and they don't listen. This makes it hard to win because there's no teamwork. If you want to get better and win more games, play with friends instead. Make a squad. When you play with people you know, you can talk on voice chat and plan together. You can say things like, let's send 2 to A and 3 to B, or push B together after flash. This kind of teamwork helps you control the match. Winning isn't just about being good at aiming, it's about working together. The more organized your team is, the easier it is to beat your opponents. Number 2. Don't rush every round. It's tempting to rush every round, especially when you're playing on the T side, but most of the time, rushing without a plan doesn't work. You might get lucky once or twice, but unplanned rushes usually lead to easy kills for the enemy. Rushing can be effective, but only if it's part of a proper strategy. As a counter-terrorist, focus on holding angles, camping smartly, and controlling key positions. As a terrorist, coordinate with your teammates. Have one player watch your flank, another throw smokes or flashes, and someone else entry frag. Everyone should have a specific role. Don't just run in hoping to win. Think before you move. Be smart, not blindly aggressive. Number 3. Use voice chat, VC, for better communication. Standoff 2 gives you tools like VC. Use them. Quick callouts like 1 mid, rotate B, or wait, don't peek can literally save rounds. VC allows faster decisions, better coordination, and builds team chemistry. Even if you're shy, just giving small callouts can change the game. Trust me, silence loses rounds. Number 4. Don't waste nades. Your grenades can win rounds. Don't waste them. Use smokes to block enemy vision, flashes to blind enemies before pushing, and Molotovs to force campers out. Don't throw all your grenades at once. Time them smartly. For example, if you know an enemy with an AWP is watching, smoke the angle first, then flash and peek. Utility. Map control. Good grenades make enemies move, give your team space, and help take over the map. Use them with a plan. Number 5. Use boosts to your advantage. Here are 10 boosts for you. Number 6. Optimize FPS and ping settings. Performance is everything. High FPS and stable ping give smoother gameplay and better reactions. If your ping is high, use a reliable VPN to switch to a closer server. Also, turn off background apps and notifications. For FPS, lower your graphics settings to low-medium to make sure your FPS is stable, even if it's lower. Stable 60 FPS is better than fluctuating 120. 7. Save economy, play eco rounds. If your team loses 2 to 3 rounds in a row, you probably won't have enough money for rifles and full nades. Don't force buy every time. Instead, play an eco round. Buy a pistol, maybe a flash, and try to get a pick or steal a gun. That way, your next round will be a full buy round with proper weapons and utility. Smart money, consistent power. 8. Train your aim every day. You don't need 5 hours a day. Just 15 minutes in training mode or aim training apps like AimLab, if on PC or emulator, focus on flick shots, target tracking, and crosshair placement. Consistency is key. Players who warm up daily have much better muscle memory, making them win duels more often. Add this to your routine and you'll see improvement within a few days. 9. Change strategy and stop peeking like a bot. Let's be real, peeking the same way every round is a death sentence. Change your strategy, learn new angles, switch sights, delay pushes, or play off angles. And when you peek, don't peek like a bot. Avoid slow wide peeks or exposing your whole body. Learn how to pre-aim, jiggle peek, and counter strafe. It makes a huge difference. Combine smarter peeks with smarter plans, and you'll outplay even higher ranks. Number 10. Play scrims and watch pro players. Lastly, experience matters. Play scrims, community tournaments, or custom matches against stronger players. You'll lose at first, but you'll learn positioning, timing, and game sense faster than you would in random matches. Also, watch pro matches. See how they rotate, hold angles, and trade kills. The more you expose yourself to high-level play, the more you'll adapt and grow.
If you made it this far, you're a real one. This video took weeks of recording and hours of editing, all to bring you the most complete Standoff 2 guide possible. If this helped you out, consider subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss the next one. And if you want to support me directly and get exclusive perks, early content, and giveaways, you can join my channel membership right now. Every bit of support helps me keep making high-quality content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.